Hi guys, just a quick video to go over round 3 results. And we can see here that this is the chart for net profits per team. And we can see that in year 3, just about every team has beaten the profits of the previous year. And one team here was able to increase their profits, Optimus Motors, the most, more than doubling their profits. So tremendous job there. The new leader of the pack, almost at 110 million. Followed closely by Lusso Automotives and Thriller Knights Motor Company, all doing very well. And anybody over 80 million in profits is doing quite well for this third round. And if we look at the points per team, we can see that here in the second round, 2 teams lost points. But like I had said, even if you lose points and you correct yourself, you can make back a lot of those lost points in the previous round just because the scoring is a year-over-year performance on your company. Just like a company in the real world is measured by their performance of how they improve over the previous year, but also how they compete within the industry. So we had some teams, close, one team over 800 points and a couple teams close to 800 points. And remember, you're trying to average around 500 points per round to get the full grade for this course. So I was happy to see that everybody made points, and the points overall, average points, are higher for most people this round. And we can see here in stock price that we have a new stock price leader. Lusso Automotive is a $50 mark automotive leader, and that's tremendous. And then they came out of the I think third or fourth place last round to attain that first place. So we have like a very tight race, close to the 50s up here with these 4 companies: JD Auto, Northeast Auto, and another one in here. Lorraine's Cars and Trucks. So these are all doing very well. Abe is also doing pretty good. And I'd say, yeah, anything over $40. We have a few companies here over $40. This pack here is in the top third, doing very well. Stock price. And remember, stock price is about your company's performance improving, and it's also about the amount of earnings per share you pay. So if you're buying back stock, that helps to reduce the amount of outstanding shares you have and increase stock price. Okay, so we see here now we had in the sales per team, we have the same sales leader. So we have our 2 companies here, and close. This sales leader is close to 500 million. And remember, sales are important, but it's how you translate those sales into profits that are the most important. So even though you're number 1 in sales, which is great, you may not be number 1 in points or in profits. So anybody who is in this top area here from 442 million to 489 million in sales should work on converting those sales to more profits. And it was nice to see that everybody this round went up quite a bit in sales. Okay, so if we look at earnings per share per team, we see that Lusso Automotive had the highest earnings per share, and they did very well this round, but they must have also repurchased stock, which helps to increase their earnings per share as well. So a very impressive showing by that company. And we see that, by and large, it looks like everybody has gone up in earnings per share quite nicely. Okay, so let's look at, okay, so that's the overall review for round 3. And we see that everyone's improving, and everybody, and all teams are making money, improving sales, profits, earnings, stock price, which is good. Now the trick is how to be the best, and that can take a lot of research. So let me go over to the demo, and I'll demo the next round and show you some ideas I have. But remember, it's the research at this point, I think, that helps you move forward the fastest. Okay, so I'm in round 4, and last video I reviewed my overview points here, and I looked at areas where I was doing better and where I could do better, and I got 460 points last round. So a couple key things: you check your assessment, And you can see here in the assessment tab, they'll give you some good ideas of things that you can improve. Like for my revenues aren't the best, so they can give me a couple of quick ideas. This one's the most important. Look at your market versus potential in the individual charts page to see if you're meeting demand. So looking at, even if you got 5 points, it still helps to look at these hints under assessment. So if I go to charts and I look at performance chart, this is the one that they're talking about, and this is the one that I would really want to kind of see my progress. And the most important chart here is the very bottom, when I see that I'm meeting my demand. So I'm probably over forecasting. So I should take note of where I am, and then I'm probably over forecasting compared to my actual sales. So sales are in yellow, potential is in blue, so I'm meeting all my potential, but it kind of lets me know I might have unsold inventory. All right. So I should go to everybody should go to the industry page, check out their competitors, what they're doing, how they build their cars, how they're performing. So I'm going to go to sales and start over, and I notice that the customer expectations have changed, which that happens year over year. Customers want more and more, and the expectations go up. They want more safety features. They want more luxury features and better fuel economy, and so it gets pricier to have to make a car to keep meeting up these customer expectations. That's why these cost reductions from investing in the operations of the production page are so important. I've also noticed that the top sales price has gone up as well, but it never goes up as much to cover their increased expectations. So I may want to go to my industry page to look at myself on the industry page and see where did I leave off my profit margins. So for the individual, 50, 52 on sedan, and 55 on truck, and 62 on luxury. So that's my benchmark, and I'm actually I'm not, my market share isn't as high as the competitors, so I may want to increase my marketing budget as well. So as I design my car, my vehicles here, I'm going to keep in mind that I want to try and beat last year's profit margin. Okay, so here I've gone up four points. So let's see. Okay, there. So I've gone up gone from 50 to 55%. I want to try to go for a 5% increase in my margins this round. Can't quite go that low. And again, I wouldn't suggest doing exactly what I'm doing here. I'm kind of just throwing numbers in here. Whether they work or don't work, it's anyone's guess. You should do a little bit more research. All right, so I was able to go from 52 to 56. I would want that closer to 57. So I'm going to try and shave off. There we go, 57. So that's 5 points higher. Let's see, so truck was 55. So let's see if I can get that. Now, because I am not meeting all my customer expectations, I am selling less trucks than I could, and this hurt on my. That's why I may have had leftover inventory, because I really didn't make a truck that was so so in demand, because I'm not meeting all my customer expectations. So here already, I'm still only 1 percentage point higher than the previous. Okay, 3. Okay, so that's the lowest thing going on. All right, so I really can't boost up without going too low my truck. So I'm going to have to do some more operational investments to get my truck profit margins higher. It's really hindering me And I'm going to pull back the forecast a little bit. All right, so let's do luxury. Here I left off at 62%, and that was pretty high. I'll see if I could get somewhere close to that. Nope, it's not going to. Okay, so I was at 60. I'm not even at 62. So I'm going to have to drop some of my. Probably not. It's probably why my demand is lower, because I don't have the best features to try to make my profit margins. And here, I could barely even get back to where it was. So I'm going to tinker with it some more. Okay, so I was able to get up, I think as low as I can go. I was able to get it up from 62 to 65%. So not, I'm going to fall short of my 5% increase in overall profit increase. It's just not possible this round. So I'm going to move on to the marketing. In the marketing area, I noticed that based on, I guess, last round and the growth of the industry, the expectations of advertising has gone up. And that's important. So if I need to think, though, if I spend $6 million in advertising, or how much is that per car? How much is that going to eat into my operational income? So advertising takes the most amount away from my operating income. So I may want to look at, my charts to see where was my marketing last round, and there might be a better way. I'm gonna figure out if there's a better way to get this. Maybe if I go to industry, I can see my total advertising costs. That's not me. Down here, my total advertising costs were 10 million. So that's low. So I hope that the amount, so you might want to do a couple of calculations here to look at, if you're going to be increasing your marketing budget, what looks like I have no choice here but to increase my marketing budget. Is my increase in sales going to help to compensate for the higher spending? So here's where you can do a little analysis. You look at the total amount you're spending, you can divide it by, so if I'm spending, say, 6 million in economy, and I'm going to be selling 4,000 cars, how much of my profits are going to be eaten up by marketing? And some people, sometimes they have great gross profit margins, but they over market and they eat up all those profit margins and have no operational margins. So you have to do a little analysis, a little number crunching when you make your advertising budget to make sure that you're not eating up all your profits. Okay, so I'm going to fill this in. It takes a little bit of time, so I'm just going to fill it in and move into the production page. I'm just going to pause it while I do this. Okay, so now I'm on my production page, and I see that I do have a lot of leftover inventory. So, and based on my forecasting, I don't need any additional plants. So I'm going to go ahead and put in my production. And because I'm using up a lot of unsold inventory from last round, this will help to reduce my assets and increase my scores for the next round if I get to sell this unused inventory. Now, I'm going to increase my operational investments for each of the cars, because this is one way I can help to make my cars more cost effective and get some operational cost reductions for the next round. So I'm going to spend some additional money here, and I'm just throwing some money around. And okay, so I'm going to spend about 20 million in each of the buckets to increase this, put a big investment. Now, when you make a big investment in the operational investments, it's going to grow my assets. So my return on assets this round may be weaker, but when I actually get the benefit from those, all right, so where? So I'm getting a error here. Why am I getting this error? Plant production luxury cannot exceed capacity. So, oh, I do have to buy a plant. Okay, whoops. Good thing they have those error checks. Otherwise, I'd be in trouble. Okay, so let's go to the finance page and we'll see what shape I'm in my finances. So the first thing I like to do on the finance page is to go to the bottom and see what kind of surplus or deficit I'm working with. And I have $80 million surplus, which is great. Such a big surplus, I'm able to retire some funds. So I'm going to go ahead and retire some debt here. And this helps to reduce my interest exposure. You see my interest rates decrease when I retire debt because you can see it's 2.8. I'm going to put in the interest rate decreases because I'm less risky. And I'm also going to buy back some stock and reduce my amount of outstanding shares. So this will help improve so I have a smaller cash surplus. I'm fine with a $60 million cash research. Maybe it's not that efficient, but I know I will have a surplus and I won't lose 100 points if I don't sell all the cars that I forecasted to sell. Okay, so now I'm going to run the round and see how I did. Okay. I'm hoping to make around 500 points because that's sort of my goal every round is to make around 500 points because that's what you guys are trying to do. Okay, I made 400 points. Now remember, keep in mind also that I'm doing this in 10 minutes. If I had actually spent time to do the research and be a little bit more careful in my forecasting and my marketing and things like that, I'm sure I could score higher. Proportionally, I'm only spending about 10 minutes putting this together versus an hour, which I think is a good amount of time to spend working on this. And I was able to increase my gross profits. However, my operational and net are lower a little bit, mostly because my marketing budget was increased. But I'm expecting better things next round because I put a lot of operational investments in, and that should help me to be even more, have even more successful round next round. And my forecasting seemed to be better this round, and my earnings per share and return on assets have gone up. Well, that's a little tiny bit on assets and capitalization. So 460 points. Not too bad. I was hoping for 500, but I'll have to. I think I could do better next round. But these are just simple ideas. If you actually take more time to research your industry, your competitors, your assessment chart, your assessment pages, and specifically your sales, let me look at my sales. I may be under forecasting again my sales and missing out on some potential sales. That's why it's important to review these charts. And I'll see here that, yep, I under forecasted in 2 areas, missing. My demand was higher than, I missed 600 cars here, and I missed about 200 cars here. So my forecasting is really what's holding me back, and that can be improved. If I actually spent some time looking at the student user guide and analyzing the market a little bit better, and the user guide gives me the percentages of increase for each car, 30% increase per round. So if I would have applied that to what I sold last round, I probably would have had a more accurate forecast. But since I'm just kind of doing this on the fly, my results are a little mixed here, which is fine because I just wanted to give you an overview of some things to look at and some ideas on how to complete round 4. Okay, so I hope that's been helpful. I look forward to your results for next round, and keep up the good work, everybody. Everybody did a really great job on round 3, and I'm hoping that you continue that in round 4. Okay, thanks.